Hello everyone, welcome you all to the online webinar on Industrial Scenario after COVID-19 situation, organized by Guru Gobind Singh College of Engineering and Research Center, Nasik. We have the keynote speaker, Dr. N.P. Gulane sir, Professor and in charge TPO, VJTI Mumbai, Parminder Singh sir, CEO, Guru Gobind Singh Foundation, Nasik, and Mr. Ajay Vidyabhanu sir, AGM HR, Jindal Saw. Let's start with the today's session.
I request Kalpande sir, Vice Principal of Guru Gobind Singh College of Engineering and Research Center, to introduce our today's speaker, Parminder Singh sir. Sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Saradha sir. On the behalf of GGSF's Guru Gobind Singh College of Engineering and Research Center, I welcome you all the participants from all over India. Maybe some students as well as the faculty, or from the industry delegates also. It's a great pleasure to me to introduce our today's guest. Our today's guest is Mr. Parminder Singh sir. Sir is presently working as a Chief Executive Officer of the Guru Gobind Singh Foundation. Sir did his post-graduation in mechanical engineering from Pune University, and sir is having 28 years of experience in practically all the aspects of education and construction industries. Sir is having a huge experience of the industry, metro rails, tunnels, water tunnels, then water pipeline projects, roads and bridges, industry and refinery projects, to even real estate, multi-story towers, and education sector also. So such a dynamic personality with us. Sir has worked with some of the finest companies in India, like Mahindra & Mahindra, Ashoka Buildcon, Reliance Industries, then Petron Civil Engineering, and Pratibha Industries Limited. From last year, Sir has been leading the Guru Gobind Singh Foundation, and within his leadership, the foundation has been awarded with the Best Leadership Award. Sir has achieved the Best Leadership Award, Best Educationalist Award, and the Jewel of the Nasik. So these are the premier awards from the Maharashtra and the India and Nasik also. So, and Sir has been instrumental in establishing the systems and procedures in foundation and brought recognition to the institute. Under the leadership of the Parminder Singh sir, the campus is being awarded as the best upcoming engineering college award. Then Institute, Guru Gobind Singh College of Engineering Institute got the NAC accreditation, and the campus, GGSF having the three campuses. One is the Guru Gobind Singh College of Engineering and Research Center, second is the Guru Gobind Singh Polytechnic College, and third one is the Guru Gobind Singh Public School. So the Guru Gobind Singh Polytechnic got the twice MBA under the leadership of the Parminder Singh sir. So Guru Gobind Singh Polytechnic, recently we got the MBA for all the branches. Sir established a skill development center with Siemens, Bosch, CNC Technical Center, then SATCOM Lab, and currently in process to establish the AI and AR Lab. At the same time, sir is very instrumental to develop the mechatronics lab also in the campus. I just want to share with you, under this skill development sharing, around 500 students from all over India has been got the training for the Siemens as well as the Bosch and mechatronics. So that 500 students from various premier institutes like VJTI, then Government College Chennai, then Walchand Institute likewise. So sir is very instrumental in the education sector also, and under the niche and the leadership of the Guru Gobind Singh Foundation, we all are doing all those activities. So on the behalf of Guru Gobind Singh College of Engineering, I welcome Parminder Singh sir, and welcome sir, and hand over this mic to the Parminder Singh sir. Sir, please.
Very good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Kalpande sir, for a brief introduction, and thanks Sarodha sir also for giving this opportunity. We start with the presentation directly, I think so. I am audible to most of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very clear. Very clear.
So we are currently with Guru Gobind Singh Foundation. This is an institute which has been established by 6 citizens of Nasik way back in 1978. It's totally a charitable institute. First of all, let us appreciate and thank our India's medical personnel, police force, and essential workers who are doing a tremendous job in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic, and we feel super thankful and proud of them. So today's topic, industry scenario after COVID-19. a really interesting topic, and we all are worried about it. So, the brief profile about myself, having about 28 years of industry exposure, various projects I have handled. They have been from tunnels, metros, and I have never handled a project which has been less than 1,000 crores. So this is our foundation. This is one of the best engineering college in Nashik. So let us have a current look at the scenario, what is happening today in India. We are already into the fourth lockdown, which has been extended thrice. And the government of India has started announcing financial packages to ease the damage done by extending due to the extended lockdown periods. So the situation is almost a V-shaped, it's like a V-shape it is going to happen. Almost 1.3 billion people are out of, they are just sitting at home. There's a disruption in the businesses, big and small, all. And the worst part today is to see the migrant workers who are traveling to their hometowns because of various reasons. And in event of prolonged this national lockdown, the situation will be worst in coming time. So then ultimately the question is that having this situation, what next? So government has already told, and everyone is saying that have to learn to live with COVID-19. Now, when we talk about how to live with COVID-19, what impact is going to be on the people? So this is the first which is going to have the impact, that is the behavior changes. And this is going to have a very wide impact on all the human beings across the world. The reason is that we are so cautious about not having corona that we are not ready to accept any person who is breaking the rules. We are trying to keep watch on our neighbors, what they are doing, and in case they are breaking the rules, we may be calling the police also. As simple it is that we don't know whom to trust. Post-lockdown, we could well emerge into a society marked with higher distrust, fear, and insecurity. Many of us may not feel this, but just sit quietly and try to imagine whatever the points I have put here, this is going on in each and every one's mind. So even the business leaders who have been running the show, they have to be more transparent, and they'll have to make extra efforts to generate this trust. Now I'll just run through sector-wise how the industry will respond after this pandemic or when the lockdown is being lifted. We are lucky that our India, we are more agriculture-based country, and almost 14% of our GDP is coming from agriculture side. And this will help us to recover very fast. But of course, it has to be supported by the logistics, storage, and this year, as per the IMD, already has announced that it is going to be a normal monsoon, so it will be a boon for us. Next is the infrastructure and real estate sector. Now, this sector is one which government will focus so that more and more infrastructure projects are being taken up, like roads, bridges, tunnels, real estate also. These sectors are connected directly to other companies like cement industry, steel industry, engineering equipments, even the automobile heavy duty dumpers, this all are required for the infrastructure, and government is already announcing various projects coming which may take up the shape by October or November. This is one sector which is really going to give a tremendous change, or it will create a huge employment directly and indirectly for our people. Yes, real estate sector, this is one which is going to be a biggest challenge for us, because the real estate structure is more dependent on the labor side, and unfortunately, the laborers are going back to their hometown. Plus, the monsoon is nearing, and lot of laborers might opt to get into agriculture activities. If you see the other side of the real estate sector, now in this COVID, most of the people have learned that having our own house instead of rented is more better. So people must start thinking of taking a loan, because already the government, the RBI has reduced the interest rates. The EMI and the rent may almost be the same. So this is one sector which may not pick up immediately, but definitely it will start picking up after post Diwali, that is after November. So this sector is going to be one sector which will again employ directly and indirectly many people. Automobile sector, today you will see that automobile is having it's in bad shape because of BS6 norms which have come, which were enforced from 1st of April. So they already had the setback from January to March, and this lockdown has put total brakes on the automobile industry. But again, automobile industry is a multiplier industry, because most of the small scale industries are dependent on this automobile giants. The positive outcome, what I feel from this scenario, from this lockdown or pandemic outbreak, is that in near future, the automobile sector will be in demand due to social distancing norms, that people would want to own the vehicle rather than travel by this radio taxis and public transport. And of course, the banks will definitely come out with the attractive schemes by reducing the interest rate, and this sector, automobile sector, will slowly pick up. Again, this will be maybe near Diwali, October, November, this may slowly pick up. This IT sector is one which is going to be a big, one of the strongest sector, and it will emerge very fast out of this pandemic, because this IT sector is temporary. Currently, it is at some lower end, because most of the companies they are serving are big giants, or their clients are also facing the problem in the market. Now, this can be example I can share: traveling, tourism, hospitality. These are some sectors which have seen a great problem. They are into, because of the lockdown, no one is traveling, no one is going to the tourism. So this sector is one which is going to bounce back at the fastest rate as compared to all other sectors. And of course, the IT industry, the plus point is that the customers are very loyal in this sector, and even though their revenues may be down because of this lockdown, but definitely they will stick to their clients, and IT sector is definitely going to make a bounce back. This will be the first sector in India which will be taking a U-turn very fast. Another IT is digitization of this education sector. Now, every time what we see is that the teaching is teacher and student in the classroom, but this lockdown has totally changed the scenario, and now most of the students are learning online. They are having the lectures with through Zoom from various apps that are available on the market. And this sector is going to see a total transformation of the teaching process, learning teaching process. And here is where the IT sector is going to play a very important role by developing many apps, different types of systems, online processes. This sector is also going to, mean the digitalization or the IT sector will be a great support to this education sector. Now, in India, if you see 30% of India's GDP comes from micro, small and medium enterprises sector. Now, this is the sector which is the worst has been hit today because of the lockdown. The owners are not able to pay the salaries even to their staff. They are very much into deep stress because of this financial resources. Even though government has announced a 20,000 crore relief package for this sector, but it will take some time to come into the real shape, how it will be, how they will be getting the loans, how they'll be getting the money from the banks, and how they'll be able to put it back on the track. So this is one sector which will help our economy to recover, and because major employment is in this small scale industries. Healthcare sector, this sector currently, yes, we are hearing every day the doctors and nurses are working, but this sector is one which was not looked into too much by the government of India. The main reason is that the sector is facing two types of problems nowadays, that is additional manpower, equipment and consumables, other resources for 100% preparedness for safety in the hospitals, eventual treatment of the patients, and they are experiencing a sharp drop in OP footfalls, elective surgeries. So this industry has been witnessing a loss in business, and this trend may continue for another 3 to 6 months. And the sector, you can say almost 80% of the cost of the healthcare is into the equipments. So this is where the support will be, government will be looking into in the future. Aviation and tourism sector, this has been again one of the worst hit sector in India because of the lockdown. This sector is one which will be helping, transaction of recovery of our economy. But of course, the challenges are very more because the people may avoid traveling due to the fear of COVID. And at the same time, though it sounds very simple, that this all things will happen and in next 6 months, everything, but it is not going to be that easy. It will need a lot of energy, lot of cooperation, lot of policy changes, which will see this change in future. So what is happening now is the government has already announced the economic packages, like they are trying to make in India flagship, which they have announced by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Modi, to attract new investments. It will be, say, at a local and global level also. Some bold reforms have been announced in areas of land, labor, liquidity, simplification of the laws. Already labor laws have been diluted and the unions are coming up. We don't know how the scenario will be. But these reforms are really going to be the change, or it will say, I'll say that it will be a next wave of economic growth within this crisis situation. So the 5 pillars have been announced to become self-reliant, and that is becoming credible global force, and to reach out to the world from position of strength, but with sense of responsibility and humanity. The economic package, the bold reforms across all sectors like agriculture, taxation, infrastructure, human resource, and financial system would go a long way to attract investment and revive demand in economy. It may take another 1 to 2 years. And also the 20 lakh crore package which has been announced, it will be a booster to stabilize the economy, and definitely we'll see that India is coming back on the track, but it will be more or less following a V-shaped recovery, that we are suddenly come down and we may be suddenly going up. But in this situation, what we do sitting at home, so we can still utilize this period, to develop our skills. And the challenges what are going to be in future are leadership skills, emotional intelligence, technology skills. I think so it's a repeat, and it is, embrace the new changes. So leadership skills are like when a ship is in trouble, then only the captain can sail it through the troubled water. And in the hour of crisis, a strong leadership is which will really change the company's policies or company's direction, give direction to the team. Industry experts are predicting work from home to be the next big thing, and many companies are asking their employees to work from home, and it may continue up to 2020. But then a leader has to be very strong, who can manage this team from distance, inspire their teammates to work hard and bring out the best. Because the efficiency, if already the companies have started reporting, the efficiency of the people have reduced when they have started working from home. So these qualities need to be, sharpened, leadership qualities. Next is emotional intelligence. This is going to play a very important role in coming time. We have already started, you might be seeing in the news, domestic violence has increased and all these things. So there is a lot of stress in people. So people need to control and know how to express their emotions. And as I have written, that all great leaders possess these qualities. So this we'll have to do in-house. We'll have to keep control on our anger. We'll have to do some yoga. We'll have to practice some yoga skills so that we are able to overtake this emotional stress. So this stress is one which is going to play, again, a very important role, and it has to be controlled so that, and the leaders it will be a challenge for leaders to play emotionally with the staff. Of course, technology is going to change totally now. The companies have already started thinking of various other methods. So this is one which is going to be very most demanding, that more and more tech-savvy people will be required. The huge digital transformation of the employees is taking place. Artificial intelligence, internet-controlled operations, robotics, this will be going to the future. These are already there, but now this pace will increase, the speed will increase, how they are being developed. And it is very important that how people develop an attitude to learn these new technologies. And last is adapt to changes. Now, the lockdown has already brought many changes in our life. We are not able to go out. We are not able to go for a morning walk. So we have to learn to adapt these changes. So the functioning of the offices may change. It may not be the same like earlier. The people may not be ready to help you. So, and most of the things may happen only on the digital, that may be sending of the mails, exchanging of the information on the mails. So these skills has to be adapted. These skills has to be, so we have to change. So that's why I have put a caption, hello, my name is change. So we should be ready to change for the new things that are going to happen. And in the end, I would only say, stay fit, stay safe, and stay immune. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Anyone having question, please can share with the sir. Any question? Please share the question if you have.
Anybody is having?
Actually, sir, please.
If anybody is having question, please ask the question. Now session is open for the question and answer.
Hello,
Hello.
sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, I would like to ask that which sectors would have boom and which sectors will face major problems after COVID-19?
Yeah, as I told you that government is,
See,
see the government has already
issue
announced.
this side.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
See the government, this infrastructure projects like roads,
Hello.
bridges, tunnels, infrastructure projects. These are the projects which are multiple disciplinary projects, and many industries are tied up with that. Like cement industry is there, automobile is there. So the government is definitely going to invest into the infrastructure. Like already the metros are coming, trains are coming. It requires a lot of technology. It requires a lot of engineering. Now, when we say infrastructure projects, one thing what comes into everyone's mind is वो तो civil वालों का काम है. But nowadays it is not civil engineering. It is a mix of all engineering. It's a engineering. You have lot many machinery because the construction has become more and more mechanized. So you have many machineries coming into that. There is hardly any work which cannot be done, which can be done manually. Everything has to be done with the machinery. So when the machineries are being used, so back to back, if you see the industry like excavators, JCBs, the dumpers, the tunnel boring machines, the laying machines, this industry is definitely going to pick up. Now, when you have this type of equipments, now these equipments manufacturers are again related to heavy machineries. They are also having their own design team. They are having their IT team. So this will be a sector infrastructure which will be really putting the things into a fast track mode. It will not happen overnight. It will not happen overnight. It will take some time, but things will start changing after monsoon. Infrastructure will take up, really it will take up, I'll say it will be in a, the speed will be after the monsoon. That is, we can say October, November, the things in infrastructure will start moving in, and then the other industries will start pulling on along with the infrastructure. IT industry is one which is already in full zoom, and that industry is going to pick up immediately once the lockdown is lifted. And agriculture is, it's a evergreen sector in India, that 30% of our GDP is coming from agriculture. So the people who would be starving, that are the farmers, or they are already, they're having the job. So that is where the government's attention now will be more on the infrastructure and this MSCs. They already announced a 20 lakh package nowadays. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any more question? Sir, I would like to ask you one question to you.
Yeah.
Hello. Sir, right now many people are migrating from Maharashtra to other states to their native places. So chances are very less these peoples will come again to the Maharashtra. So what is your opinion that how the students, those who are graduating from the Maharashtra local colleges, will take advantage of this situation for getting employed?
See, the people who are migrating, they are not engineers or they are not graduates. They are labor class people.
No, yeah, he's not doing what he's asking.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, the people who are migrating, they are not educated. They are, I'll say, labor class people who are doing the jobs, handy jobs. They are the carpenters, they are the fitters, they are the plumbers, they are the electricians. But if you see these laborers, they normally travel back in the month of June and July when there is a monsoon to back to their villages. they have small piece of land where they grow the vegetables, or they do the farming, and once their farming is over, they again come back to the cities. So this, what migrants are going back today may not come immediately. They will take their own time, because now the fear of, I told you, there are behavior changes. There is a fear in mind of people. There is an insecurity in the mind of people. If you have a person sitting next to you, the first doubt what is coming into your mind, isko corona to nahi hai. So this is the problem, the mental block which will be there, or this will be insecurity will be there in mind of every people, and it will take some time to come out of this. Till the time we have the vaccination, we get the treatment for COVID, then the scenario will change. But definitely 6 months are going to be a challenge, even if the COVID is gone out of India, but it will take 6 months to come back to this track. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
May I know what are the different opportunities to mechanical engineer after this COVID situation is, we can say, after the lockdown is over?
So one thing you have to keep in your mind, that you are first an engineer or not a mechanical engineer. You are
Yes,
first an engineer, and as an engineer, don't think be in that bracket that I am a mechanical engineer. But the mechanical engineer has a lot of scope. Like even I am a mechanical engineer, but I have been heading civil projects. I was looking into the machineries of the civil projects. So mechanical engineer, versatile person. He can go into any field. Even the banks are today looking for the mechanical engineers. Even the IT sector are require the mechanical engineers. The quality has to be in you. How you can adapt to the changes, how you can take up the new ideas and contribute to it, then you will be successful. You don't have to look into whether you're a mechanical or electrical. You have to think only, I am an engineer, that's all.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Sir, I would like to ask one question.
Yeah.
Sir, our finance minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, declared online courses in various institutions like IITs, NITs, also reputed institution. It may affect the private organization. How to deal with such situation?
It will not going to affect anything. Frankly speaking, the Indian mentality is that our children or even parents, even if you give them the technology at home, until unless they not go to the college, they will not go to the school, they will not learn the basic things. The basic things are, managing people, making, when even if you say in a school, even if you have a friend, how you are dealing in the friends, you have some close friends, some hello hi friends, and that skills will be taught only in the board and bench. It cannot be taught digitally. So even though they have announced the online courses, that is for getting the knowledge. But the basic skills, integrity, honesty, working together, working in a team, leadership qualities, that can happen only in the college. So don't worry, this colleges will run, it will not stop.
Hello. My question. Hello.
Yeah.
May I ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, myself Dr. Shakir from Pravaras Service Institute of Technology, Nashik. So my question is, this COVID-19 effect may be for coming 6 months or 1 year. So in engineering colleges, the students which are taking admissions, or maybe the batches will be for the next academic year, will fulfill the curriculum through e-learning, but student will miss some sponsor project or maybe internship. So there will be the gap between the industry and academia. So my question is, how to bridge this industry academic gap?
See, again, I'm repeating that e-learning, what we talk is good to hear, but physically e-learning will not be possible. Even if you might have experienced, you're already a professor, that in this vacation, the COVID lockdown, you might have been taking e-classes, that is online classes.
Yeah.
Only 50% or 30% of the students are online. Rest of the students are not coming online.
Yes.
And again, I'm telling, the Indian mentality of the parents is that until unless they don't see their child sitting in the classroom, they don't think that he has gained some knowledge. Because at home, most of the parents nowadays, the families are nuclear families. So husband is also going to the factory, the wife is also going. So child is at home alone. So he would not, the parents who don't know what he is doing on online course, whether he is attending the lectures or he is playing game on the computer. So most of the parents in India are going to focus on classroom learning only. And coming to this, bridging this gap between industry and education, this will continue the same way, sir. We'll have to have some technical courses. We'll have to have training centers. We'll have to have tie-up with the industries, and we have to send the students there. Without experiencing the things, the skills will not be developed. So they have to go to the industry. We'll have to talk to the industry. We'll have some internship. These things are going to happen. So don't worry. Be relaxed.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, in continuation to this discussion, I would like to give you one example from yesterday's webinar. Mr. Ajay Vidya Manu from HR of Jindal Sawmill. So one fellow asked me the question, sir, those graduates, now those who are employed in their organization, the fresh graduates, so what will be the training of that employee, those who are fresh? So he asked that we have started their online training instead of calling them at the factory. So they have to adopt this online learning, I think. Yes, next question. Yeah.
Yes. Dr. Adi, you have any question?
The question answer is being just points.
Yes.
Dr. Adi, you have any question?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Sir, what are the steps to be taken for effective teaching with students in the classroom during the laboratory or effective teaching during this COVID scenario, sir? So actually, I am the diploma teacher. So what are the steps to be taken to interact with same effect?
See, government is already coming up with the SOPs.
Sir.
How the classes are going to be organized, how the students will be coming to the school, that all policies are, it's yet to be decided. So we are also not clear what situation is going to happen after say 15 days or once the lockdown is lifted. But students, and maybe you'll have to run in 2 batches, you'll have to maintain the social distancing, because COVID has changed the total living style of the person. So you'll have to have mask, you'll have to have the social distancing, you'll have to even though you can teach online, but still until unless you don't have students in front of you and student don't have teacher in front of you, you're not looking into the eyes, the student don't understand many things, because online is only one-way traffic. Even today when I was delivering the lecture, I was feeling it's one-way, no interaction. I'm not able to see the people in front of me. So these things are going to stay, but only thing is we may have to take some precautions for 6 months, 7 months. Once the vaccination has come, once the medicine has come, then things will start getting normalized.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how about the scope for biomedical engineering post-COVID or
This is one
to overcome COVID?
This is one department which Indians are not looking into it. But if you see the Western countries, the Europe, the Americans, biotechnology is one of the most demanding sector in that area. And India, we have only two. Right from the childhood, it's 2 things are pushed into our brain. Either you become an engineer or you become a doctor. This technology, biotechnology, is going to be a great demand, because till now, if you see, most of the time the politicians have been ruling, had their own style of working. They never concentrated on the medical side. They never concentrated on the facilities, the hospitals, the schools. These things are really going to change. And biotechnology is branch which has slowly started picking up in India. If you see SRM University in Chennai and VIT, they already have these branches with them, where they are teaching biotechnology, because most of the operations of surgeries will be conducted through this technology only. Because earlier doctors were doing the surgery themselves, but still they did not have the supporting apparatus. But now this apparatus, simple is checking, removing a blockage, or putting a heart, when the artery is blocked, how to remove that blockage without operating, insert a camera and all those things. So this is going to be happening job in India, not immediately, but this sector will pick up after 6 to 7 months. And there are a lot of demand. Still, many pharmaceutical companies and equipment manufacturers, medical equipment manufacturers, they are looking for medical, biotechnological people. They are looking for this type of people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any more questions from the participants?
Yes, sir. I have one question.
Yeah.
Hello.
What if someone comes up with a new idea, like that could be helpful for this COVID situation? As if students are having no work right now at home during the lockdown phase. So what if they come with some good idea that can help during this COVID period? How will it be entertained by the government?
Government is open for everything. You have to come out with the idea and go and meet the collector, give a presentation to them, and definitely they will be looking for this type of ideas. The situation is such, we don't know what to do. Actually, no one knows what to do in this situation.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Any more questions from the participants?
I think so, sir. Time is up.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Now we are at the conclusion of this session. Hello.
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 Sir. Hello.
Hello.
Deepak sir. Deepak Chauhan sir.
To ask a question.
Yes.
Sir, I would like to
last question, please.
What is the impact of this COVID-19 on the service sector, and what you suggest to our students, because the service sector having the more contribution in our GDP, like 53% near about. So again, the market will be boosted up in the particular sector, service sector. So what is your guideline to our students and we people also?
See, I can only say that currently it is a wait and watch situation, and the numbers of infected people are increasing day by day. Things, they are still opening up many shops, they are opening up, allowing to many companies to sector. When you say, you mean in which side, which service sector you are talking about?
So just like related to engineering, as you told in your sessions also.
Chauhan sir, you mean to say the services to the repairing of the refrigerators, ACs, likewise?
Sir, in all the ways, sir, just like repairing also.
Yes, sir.
Whatever, because we have to go to door step by step, doorstep.
Doorstep service, domestic services at a doorstep.
Service sector cannot be repairing work. Service sector, many sectors come into the service sector. It starts right from if you see the logistics, that is again transportation of goods, that is again a service sector. Then you have waste management, that is again a service sector. You have fire departments, again a service sector. These sectors are dependent upon the main stream of items like automobile. Today, repairing of the machineries or repairing of the automobiles, the people are facing the problem because they are not open, they are closed, and we are not traveling, so we don't have any problem in our vehicles, so we are not going to the shops. They are the people being most affected. But as I told you, when the sector picks up, like automobile sector is definitely going to pick up maybe in October or November, because social distancing, the people may avoid traveling by the state transport, they will try to travel by their own vehicles. So when this sector is going to pick up, number of sales is going to increase, definitely the service sector like repairing work and everything is going to happen. For the agriculture department, agriculture sector, that is again dependent upon the logistics and service department, that how the material is being transported, how the vegetables are being. This sector is going to be a booming, but not immediately. That's what I always say. It is going to be a V recovery. When I say V means V, vector ka V. Now it is coming down, but it will start picking up only after, say, October, November. Till that time, this year is going to be a very tough.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sarojit sir, please. Thank you, Parminder Singh sir, for sharing your valuable knowledge to us. I may request to the Sarojit sir, please hand over the mic. Sarojit sir, please. I think Sarojit sir is offline. So I will take this opportunity to thanks. Sarojit sir, please continue, Sarojit sir.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words and the guidance or in-depth knowledge about this post-COVID situation. I am very thankful to our speakers, yesterday's speaker, Dr. N.P. Gulane sir, Ajay Vidyabhanu sir, Parminder Singh sir, for sharing their knowledge, guiding the participants from the industry, faculties and the students. I am also thankful to the management of the Guru Gobind Singh Foundation, Guru Gobind Singh College of Engineering, principal, vice principal and all HOD for their kind support. And I hope that in coming days, definitely we'll arrange one or more sessions, and your cooperation will be accepted in coming days.